Let me tell a story I read a long time ago. If you listen and apply, I can't deny it might save your soul. It's found in Matthew chapter 7, and I believe it's a word from heaven. So here it goes. There once was a man who built his house on the sand. He filled it with a lot of nice things, always had the money in hand. The house looked great on the surface, but it was built on bad land. So when the floods came, it crashed like a broken plane, because it had no foundation, only decoration. But there was another man who built his house on the rock. He dug deep and laid a strong foundation on which he put all his stock. So when the floods came, his house remained the same, because it had a strong foundation, the reason for its preservation. Cool story, right? But let me give you its meaning so you have some insight. The man who built his house on the sand is anyone who hears Jesus' words and walks away without applying what they've heard. You see, this man knew what Jesus said, but it just stayed in his head. He never changed his ways, he just got caught up in the Jesus craze. But the man who built his house on the rock is everyone who not only listens to Jesus' words, but also applies what they've heard. You see, this man acted on what Jesus said. He actually did what Jesus said to do. So I've got to ask, which of these two people are you? Are you building your life on the sand? Got nothing below you except lustful ambition and temporal plans? Yeah, maybe you hear Jesus' words every Sunday, but you never do what he says come Monday. Yeah, maybe you look nice on the outside, but on further examination, you're only living for sensation. Your occupation is worldly imitation. Your faith is in your imagination and what you call freedom. It's actually incarceration. You see, if you build your life on money, sex, drugs, and alcohol, you may feel good now, but one day, those things are going to make your house fall. Now, I'm not trying to judge. In fact, I say these things in love. Because I've built plenty of sand castles myself, although of a different kind. Going to church every Sunday, I was a pretty good kid, but when God called me to live out my faith in a lost world, I hid. You see, I thought I was saved because I knew the gospel and hadn't done anything that bad. I went to church every Sunday. In fact, the pastor was my dad, but I had no foundation, only participation. I had good information, but no transformation, association, but no justification, inspiration, but no application. And what I discovered is this. You can be a good person and know a lot about God, but still not have salvation. Just like you can be a good driver and still be going to the wrong destination. So you might be asking, how do I build my house on the rock? To which I respond with the words of Jesus, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock." But those words weren't written to the lost. They were written to a church without a foundation, which is exactly what it's like in our generation. So if you're a Christian who isn't living for Christ, then you're in a dangerous situation. And that's not an exaggeration. So please apply these words from Revelation. Repent of your sin. Open the door and let Jesus in. That's the invitation.